Hello. So there's been a few skills that's been suggested for old school RuneScape. I thought I'd go through them. This one is Geomancy, which sounds a bit like it's a bit of a mixture of geography and necromancy. But let's find out. Harness the power of the cosmos and energy of nature to imbue earthen objects with a mystic life force. This combination of geology, archaeology, astronomy, and magic will benefit adventurers in many facets of the game. I like the idea of having these things. So that just sounds like 4 different skills. I mean, we've already got magic. Astronomy is another one that's been mentioned in this dev blog. I've seen posts on the forums for archaeology, and they've been quite good detail. And geology, I don't really know how that will work as a skill. But anyway, geomancy. So it starts off with a simple quest. You don't have to do anything for this quest, but if you do dig site after the quest, then you unlock additional content for the skill. I guess that's similar to, say, if you do lunar diplomacy, and then you do dream mentor, you unlock even more lunar spells. So if you don't want to read a lot of quest dialogue, or you don't want to read any spoilers, you got to skip over this quest. So let's just I'll briefly go over what the quest is about. So you start off talking to some outlaws along the river Lum, which I think that's the area near Edgeville, and you talk about geologic excavation, and you need things like a spiral fossil. No, you get a spiral fossil, small stones, and a hand scope. So that's actually sounds like a little telescope. I'm not going to go through the dialogue. I'll try and have a look at what it's saying. So you're saying you want to sort of help excavate and go through a lot of specimens of excavated things. So the first excavation site will be on the other side of the river from Lumbridge. There's a few places that you visit in the quest. Museum, presumably Varrock Museum. There's no other museum in the game, I don't think. The Wizard Tower, so you find out about fossils, and by Ice Mountain. There's a house for an NPC called Georgina. I think that's just outside, near the Ice Mountain, maybe near Falador, but I'm not too sure. That might be a completely different area, I don't know. Near Ice Mountain, there's going to be a stone pedestal, which sounds a bit like a mystic runecrafting altar or something. Quite interesting idea. Anyway, so that's a slight overview of the quest. Not really any story. But you've got to do a quest which has stuff to do with finding out what stones are doing, looking at fossils and stuff. So the geomancy. The skill contains 3 stages: gathering, imbuing, and function. So gathering is gathering fossils, precious stones, and artifacts. Imbuing the objects with astrological and geological energy, and using objects created that you've made for skilling. So that sounds a bit like mining, smithing said ore, and then using it as a weapon or armor or whatever. That's just a way. Or you could think fishing, cooking, and using it to heal yourself. The gathering and imbuing will give you XP in Geomancy, where just using the object will just give you some benefits of that skill. For example, if it's something that benefits cooking, you only get the cooking XP from using it, but imbuing and gathering, you get Geomancy XP as well. So let's have a look at gathering. Once you've completed the quest, you get invited to assist the NPC, Duval, on an excavation. You get given a specimen brush and a rock pick, and additional brushes and rock picks can be get from Duval at high levels. So the pick is a main hand wieldable, while the brush is offhand wieldable. So it's kind of like a shield and a sword. although they do not need to be wielded to be used, similar to like pickaxes and axes. A rock pick is necessary for gathering method 1, rock splitting. In the excavation, there's several things called rock strata, which is basically a bit of stone. The default action on clicking one of these is you try to split it with your rock pick. You could crush the layers of the rock, and anything it has are destroyed. You could look in the rock layer, which crumbles into a pile of small stones. You get a bit of XP. Small stones are common, stackable items that serve a purpose in stage 2. Upon the formation, they will automatically fall to the ground in piles of 4 to 10, and where they're picked up by the player, if desired. The chance of this decreases when you get a better geomancy, and you never fail below 30%. So basically, the higher level you are, the more likely you're going to get a bit of this stuff, but you're going to have loads from when you were a low level. And additionally, you uncover an odd item and you get 8 XP. So basically, there's a chance of nothing happening, there's a chance of something mediocre happening and getting 4 XP, and there's a chance of something really good happening and getting 8 XP. There are 3 different categories of objects you can get in Scenario C. You can get odd fossils, odd stones, and odd artifacts. At high geomancy levels, you uncover multiple objects at once. These items all function much like unidentified herbs, in the fact they're indistinguishable until you've cleaned them off with a specimen brush, which is what we were talking about before, by someone with a high enough geomancy level. So I'm assuming they are tradable, and so I could just trade on indistinguishable objects. You can have 5 separate stacks of odd fossils, 4 separate stacks of odd stone in your bank. So that's like saying there's unidentified herb, unidentified herb, unidentified herb in your bank, and there's just a limited amount, or maybe not. Anyway, the amount of XP for cleaning off these specimens depends on what object turns out to be. So you got a spiral fossil, experience is 4, and the fossil is an ancient shelled creature. A moth fossil gives you 7 XP, a primitive insect of some sort, and a crustacean fossil, 12 XP, a relation of modern day shrimp and crabs, or as we say, prawns. Herb fossil gives you 14 XP, might be good in a potion if I revive it, so maybe you'll be able to revive it. At level 21 you can get a paw print fossil, which is 16 XP and gives traces of an ancient beast. I like the idea of maybe getting things like Grax from Runescape 3 to be like a paw print or something. Level 37 you can get a leaf fossil, which gives you 23 XP. The tree specimen doesn't exist anymore. At level 55, so that's quite a big jump there, you can get a tooth fossil, which is 32 XP, and it's an enormous tooth fossil. At level 64, you can get a fish fossil, which gives you 42 XP. It's a large prehistoric fish. At level 70, you can get a skull fossil. It gives you 53 XP, and it says, "Is it a human?" The level shown is the level needed to clean it. The items can be found regardless of the necromancy level. For example, I could be level 1 herblore and still get unidentified herb, which could be a Raynar or even a Guam. Experience gained upon cleaning an unidentified object will reveal the item, similar to herbs. And a U, if it's some of these have U's at the end, say it's unimbued, so the items are not yet functional. So before they were discussing imbuing, you gather the item, imbue the item, and use the item. So these are all unimbued. You can also get odd stones, which could be level 1 is a small stone, which was already discussed before, I think. Level 4 you can get quartz unimbued, which gives you 2 experience, and it's a pale whitish crystal. Level 10 you can get yellow garnets, which gives you 6 XP, and a sparkling yellow stone. Level 24 turquoise, which turquoise stone, I guess. Gives you 10 XP, lovely blue-green stone. Level 30 you can get a red garnet, which is 14 XP, sparkling red stone. At level 35 you can get jasper stone, which is 18 XP. It's a pale yellow semi-precious gem. At level 40 you can get amethyst, which is 22 XP, and it's a violet semi-precious gem. At level 53, a green garnet, gives you 26 XP, a sparkling green stone. Yes, at level 67, so quite a big jump there. You get amber, which will give you 30 XP, and it's ancient tree resin. Level 75, you can get a blue garnet, which gives you 34 XP, which is a sparkling blue stone. At level 80, you can get obsidian, which gives you 38 XP, and it's volcanic glass. And at level 96, level 96, you can get a moonstone, which is 42 experience, and it's an eerie pale stone. That sounds like a good idea. I like these. Some of the level jumps at this top end are a bit strange, but especially because it starts off in 4s and 5s. It's quite good. And finally, ancient artifacts. So at level 8, you get a stone needle. It's an old needle for old cloth. At level 27, an ancient helm. A very old helmet. This won't protect me at all. At level 43, you get 15 XP. An extremely old sword, quite dull. Level 44, you can get ancient cloth, which is 16 XP, and it says this cloth is almost entirely deteriorated. Level 57, you get ancient mace, which is 20 experience, and it's an ancient priestly weapon. Level 50, you can get an ancient sling, so we've gone from level 57 to level 50, but anyway, you get an ancient sling, which is 25 experience, and it's an archaic ranged weapon, so it's just an old ranged weapon. At level 62, you use an ancient wand. Level 30, you get 30 XP from that. And it's a magic weapon with earthly power. At level 67, you get a crude axe, which is 34 XP. It's an old stone axe. At level 68, there's a primal hammer. I wonder if that's a reference to primal in Dungeoneering and Runescape 3. Anyway, that's 35 XP for smithing ancient weapons. Level 77, you can get helmet fragment, which is 40 XP. It says, I wonder if I can find the other pieces. Level 84, you can get shield fragment, which is 45 XP, and there could be more around here somewhere. At level 90, you can get sword fragment, which gives you 50 XP. It says, I should look for more of these pieces of this artifact. Level 94, you get an ominous emblem, which gives you 55 XP. It says, maybe I should just put it back where I found it. And at level 97, you get a mystic necklace, which is 60 XP, and it exudes a deep earthly power. So these are the ancient artifacts are more of a higher level thing than the stones and the fossils. So I guess you start off on the fossils, go up to the stones, and then the artifacts are sort of more high level. Second way of getting these items is panning. So in the stream, near the excavation sites, and after you've completed the dig site, you can use panning, because you do panning in the dig site quest. Much of what the player obtains in this method is the same stuff that you do in the quest, but also this method produces higher rates of odd stones than rock splitting, so rock splitting is not as reliable. Fossils and artifacts are still obtained at a low rate. The third one and final method is digging in loose soil. So at the excavation sites, use a trowel and specimen jar. You have to have completed the dig site quest to do this. Fossils and semi-precious stones are least frequently encountered in this method. So you get like artifacts more. Artifacts which are still rare are easily found this way. So that's probably the high level one you want to do to get artifacts.